Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. Let's do this, guys. And as you can tell, we have two awesome guests with us, two of the big winners from the weekend. We got Esteban Tremblay up there representing Paul Mitchell, and we got Tyreeke Saint representing Top 10 USA. And also, look at that, point fighter professionals. You guys are doing it.
Appreciate you.
Awesome, guys. Man, I'm excited. Quebec Open was a big weekend, and us three were there. And so I wanted to bring you guys on, not only because you guys had some big moments, but also to share your experience. Like always, I try to share my experience. And Alex is, doing that experience from watching it live stream, watching it at home, right? Which sometimes we joke sometimes that sometimes our best episodes, or we actually know more when we're not there than when we are there. Because especially for me, like I'm competing and I'm just focusing on what I'm doing, right? And I can't, like this weekend, I literally got to watch maybe 3 of the adult fights. Like I watched y'all's team fight, Ty, with K-Talk, or Impex K-Talk, right? I watched that one. And then I don't remember. I mean, I got to watch some of the Waco, the junior stuff because I was coaching. But other than that, it was like.
And to be honest, I didn't get to see many forms either. Like I only probably caught 2 forms, actually 3 forms. I caught your form, your weapon form with the comma and the.
I saw that actually because I was there on one leg looking. Hey, there's Ty watching my form.
Yeah, I saw you. I got to see Amber Rutherford. I caught a little bit of Shaquan actually, but one person that I actually wanted to see was Casey Nash Marks.
Yeah,
so I also caught her as well.
Yeah,
she was out there just like it was 2002. Just out there,
she killed it.
like no problem.
Killed it.
Esteban, what about you? Like you had, let's what we were joking before. You've been to this tournament since you were born, so you have your whole team there, your school there. You had a lot of different responsibilities. What was it like for you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, for me, I seen a lot of form, especially in the adult, because I was there competing. But I didn't have that much of an opportunity to see all my students because I was occupied the entire Friday, and I had some chance to see some of my students on Saturday morning, but I was still doing tri weapons, so not really. The only time I had to see my student stuff was for the runoffs, juniors runoff. That was a cool experience. It was kind of hype. Pushed down in the side of the room, so not many people knew that runoffs was going on. So that's kind of boring, but whatever. Still, that was cool. And same thing. Usually, I have time to see a lot of fighting because they're doing on Friday open weight after CMX. But at that event, they were running both at the same time. So I didn't even see any of Alex fights during the weekend.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, it was spread out. I thought though it was organized well. I liked having the 4 rings that were kind of in one area and 4 rings in the other.
That was cool.
As long as you're not in the opposite one, which happened for myself and your dad, Esteban. We were kind of having to go back and forth. Overall, I posted some the other day or yesterday on the way home. And it's just the customer service that David and Sam do, man. They're always checking on me, always checking on you, making sure you're okay, you're happy, you're taken care of. And, those guys really put on a great show. And what was really, of course, everyone talks about the night show and the Quebec Open night show. It's something exciting to be on stage. All of us got to experience that this year. The other thing, though, is they really stepped it up with, inviting people from all over. And, we're going to get into that. Let's go ahead and get into that now, Tyreeke, just about people from Europe, people from, I think there's some Mexico, definitely all over Canada and all over the United States. And you were a part of that.
It was crazy. So, as you guys see, we had some new pickups on Top 10 USA.
think?
We got Martin
Yeah, I want to
Ballot,
hear what you got to say about that.
Demetrios. We got Nate Hammer and we got Andrea Busa. All really great fighters. It was definitely interesting. It was definitely interesting. It was very different team dynamic team dynamic. And it's definitely something that I'll have to get used to. Them being on a team and just being able to bond with them a little bit more. Like even when we fought Impex, that was one of the that's the team fight that I fought. Mason was also a part of that squad. Like even just being a part of that huddle, like at the end, like who's gonna take the last shot, and everybody just still being comfortable in whatever decision our coach made. It's definitely is just something that's new to me and definitely new to everybody else. And, down to keep fighting all year, So let's see how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's good. I gotta say, well, my first takeaway from what you just said was, congratulations. You didn't hesitate once in pronouncing their names. You got it right the first shot.
Yeah, man. I mean, these people
And
are
I
also
read that. When I read
people
that, I didn't get it
that I
right.
studied, So if I don't know their names, these are also people that are my competition. Like we may be wearing the same uniform but at the end of the day, you're in there fighting for yourself, So these are still people that these are people that are my competitors. Same like my point fighting professional brothers. We are wearing different uniforms, but at the end of the day, they're my friends, but they're still my competitors.
Right. Well, and
I like that you brought up,
right, with JPM, with you guys, well, especially this weekend because Alex stepped up as well. So you had 4 guys in one.
Yeah, it's same thing for me. Like me, Alex, Ben, Dawson, we all hang out every day. But like when we competing, it's still a tournament. We go there and we want to win, no matter what. So yeah, I had the same feeling with them.
Yeah, that's awesome. Go ahead, Alex. What are you going to say?
Well, Ty, I like that you brought up Mason and all that because I mean, I think Mason Bumba is a real talent in fighting, and he should just continue to be fighting. A lot of times I'm like, man, why is Mason not here? Right? Why is Mason not here? They got me. How tall is that guy? He's got to be 6'3", right?
He's
6'3", and
he just shot up.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember, like, I think it was his last year as a junior, which was a couple years back, right? He's not. I think it was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
and like maybe he was 5'9", right? And you're like, oh wow, man, this kid's extreme weapons is really good, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, who did you eat Mason Bumba? Who are you?
Yeah, it's like
right?
it's like now this kid is crazy. He's huge, yo.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, so I'm glad you brought him up because I think the two of you are a fantastic glue part of the team. But now you got a bunch of other guys, but sometimes you can have phenomenal talent, phenomenal coaching.
You
just doesn't work.
You gotta
like,
take my
nobody
word on
kind of
this one,
figures
though.
out like, oh, I'm not
Trent
saying it's not,
Spence,
but there's been plenty of examples over the years where it's like, I don't know, it just nobody really got it. It was the wrong timing. Who of the new guys that just joined your squad? I'm not gonna repeat their names because I can't. Right?
You don't want to
But
butcher it.
tell me who you think. I guess I don't want to put you in a pickle, but
just explain the new dynamic.
Like this.
Yeah,
I think you and Mason. Yeah, explain the new dynamic. I think you and Mason should be like, if there's only going to be 3 guys fighting, I think it's you two, and then who should be the other guy?
Right. Me personally, like as I said, like I haven't gotten to interact with them as much as I wanted to, but my personally speaking, like I was saying this a little bit earlier, like Trent Spence is probably one of my favorite people to team fight with ever. I'm not gonna say it sucks that he's in college, but Trent is on a hiatus right now because he is in college, and I miss him like crazy, yo. I really miss fighting with Trent. But like to answer your question,
Well, two things can be true. He could be doing great things and it can still suck. It's okay. You can still say it sucks.
Nah, it
It's
doesn't
not a
suck.
bad
It
thing.
doesn't suck. Trent, finish college so you can come back and fight with me, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trent definitely is up there, but as of right now, I think that I think for our third, I don't think that Martin I think that Martin is a great fighter, but I think personally with the dynamic of the squad, and if we're speaking NASCA, I think with the dynamic of the spot of the squad, Demetrios would fit a little bit better, simply because Demetrios is a kicker, and kicker kicks it too, and Mason and I
Sure.
are punchers, So, in terms of that, I think Demetrios is a better fit, but I think that any of our punchers on the squad are interchangeable, but a kicker is definitely needed.
Needed.
You know?
Yeah, especially for
It's
NASCAR.
funny that you
Right.
labeled yourself. It's funny to me that you labeled yourself a puncher.
I
Because
label the actual
I
label
don't
I
even
give
think I would
myself
have done
is a puncher who can kick.
All right.
That's the label I give myself.
Oh man.
That's so I mean, this is if we don't have any other takeaways from the show, this is gonna be the one that's gonna make me go, wow, okay. Because I've had this conversation many times with many people, and I've even said it on the show a bunch recently that I think guys like, we'll say myself, we're dinosaurs in the game of fighting, right? You go back 20 years ago, you could have a guy like as great as Alex Lane was. You take the height of Alex Lane, how great he was, he would win stuff today. But Alex Lane had a ceiling for a little bit. Like there's things that like, all right, Alex can't do this. All right, Alex can be exploited with guys like this. I think fighters today are so talented that's like hard to put people in a pickle. Like I wouldn't even have labeled you a puncher. Guys like you, or like or like one of your great competitors, Bailey Murphy. How would you label that? I don't know how you'd label him. All right, or even someone like Jack Felton. I don't know how you label him, or even a guy like James Poor. How do you label him? All right. How do you label Tyson Ray? I don't know how you label any of this. All right. So that's so funny that you would name now Mason. I would label a puncher because Mason doesn't kick as much as he should. Guy does every extreme kick in the world, but doesn't throw a triple kick in fighting. I don't get it.
Mason can kick. Mason can kick.
He can.
They can kick.
Mason
They
can
can.
kick. Nah, it. Honestly, I think Mason is fairly accurate with his kicks. I think that the definition of a great kicker is skewed. The definition of a great kicker, why I even consider myself a great kicker, is somebody as soon as they lift their leg up off the ground, it's a threat. If that leg comes off the ground, it's gonna hit something. So like even like when you're giving an example, when you're talking about him throwing a triple kick, that's not really him being an effective kicker. If Mason picks up his leg, it's gonna do some damage. Even if it hits your guard, it's gonna hurt. So I do consider Mason a very effective kicker. I think he can kick a little bit more, but he is very young. He's like 18, so let's see how he develops.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see him continue to grow.
Demetrios.
Demetrios.
Mason's got a lot of growth. Talk to me about Demetrios.
I think Demetrios is also a really good kicker. I think that he is also he also has some growing to do. I think Christian, Martin, and Demetrios are a great dynamic. I think Christian is an excellent coach. Oh my God, getting to speak to him, it was phenomenal. I'm me personally, I feel like I'm very good at deciphering information, and figuring out what's useful and what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. And every single thing that Christian said to me this weekend was very helpful. I gained a lot of respect for Christian this weekend. And I think Demetrios, Martin are great fighters, and Christian works well with them. Christian is a great coach, and most of the time, like Demetrios is fighting, Christian is saying to Demetrios, "Yo, stay focused. You know, we got a job to do." And that's all Demetrios really needs. You know, Demetrios knows what to do. He just needs somebody to tell him to stay focused. You know, during the fight.
All right. Good insight.
Who's that person for you?
That person for me to say stay focused. I'm always talking to myself during the fight. A lot of the times, it's very like weird, but subconsciously I hear sense. Sense is Troy Benz, by the way. You're gonna hear me say sense probably a lot. There's a lot of like in everything that you do and anything you want to be successful in at the highest level, you have to stick to certain principles, you know. And I constantly hear him shouting at me, in my head, to follow those principles. You know, like at the highest level, you can't really tell anybody, yo, you got to do this double round, step angle, head body blitz, because it's too late. You know, you should already be knowing what you're doing when you step in the ring, and you just have to make sure you follow your principles and make the right decisions when it's time to throw a technique.
That's true. Hey, so Ty, no, that's awesome stuff. And I'm seeing Esteban make some faces. Let's go with you. What's the same thing? Like, I know it's a little different doing forms, but you before, like, who's that person for you?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's for me, it's more about what you do before the performance than during the performance. Because when you're doing the performance, you just like focus on one thing. And like honestly, what I describe my student when I tell them to like actually focus is like when I perform at my best, I don't see what's going on. I have like a pitch black vision in front of me, and that's all that I see, right? So it's more about before. And usually, what happened is that I try to stay focused, look at my competitor and stuff. And one thing that I do that not a lot of form competitors do as well is usually I look at what people do before me, and I'm like, okay, you just throw that, and just throw that. Okay, I'm going to change my form, and I'm going to put district, and district. Okay, cool. That's the thing that I try to like do before I go, and then after that, that's why also I'm taking like always a big time on stage. Like I don't if you see my tread weapon, like I went on stage and I took like 30 seconds before actually starting my form because I need that time to actually stay focused, and then when I'm ready, I'm starting my form, and at that point, it's already over. Like I know what I'm gonna do.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, Jackson's saying, yeah. He loves that breakdown. He's proud of you. No, it's funny because especially at this tournament, right? Everyone's like, what was it like being on that stage? What's it like? And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really even notice it. Like I just got out there and did my form, you know, like it wasn't, I didn't notice any of the lights. I didn't notice anything different for me. It was more of just
that's what happened when you're so focused. When you're so focused, you don't even see what's going on. You just go on stage, you do your thing, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it looks cooler too. I mean, it's a cool experience being there and having that many people. But like, it was actually cool when I got off the stage and I looked at, oh, okay, this is cool, right? You know?
Yeah.
I was like watching everyone else, you know. But
I agree. Yeah, same for me.
Well,
like when I do my
now
form.
wait a minute.
So Alex,
I think it's a little different though. I don't think you guys are being incredibly truthful, and here's what I want to say. Who are we talking about right now? Okay, Jeff, you've had 346 years of experience competing on a stage, and Esteban, we literally just watched you win everything. I think you won the women's divisions as well. All right. You won everything in the last couple tournaments. Right. So I don't think you guys would be affected by going on to this stage. But if this stage was your first time competing in a finals, do you think you'd still be unfazed, or do you think it would have some kind of effect on you?
That's hard because I need to put my back to myself when I first went on stage. That was like 2015, Twin Tower, something like that. And I'm trying to get back to it, but like, no, I think I always been a really focused competitor, and when I get on stage, I don't care about anything else in my performance. So I don't think so. But I have to say, the last performance I did this weekend on stage for CMX Weapon. If we want to get on that later, I'm going to explain what I did with the song.
Oh, go ahead and tell that now while we're on it, so we don't forget.
Oh, okay.
What happens?
So basically, the song that I use is from one of our local artists that just passed away recently. So I wanted to do a tribute to him, and that's why the crowd went wild a little bit. That was literally one of the first time in my life that I went on stage and I felt some pressure because of like I could actually feel the crowd go like, oh, he's actually doing that, and then I felt it a bit just before starting the form, but like just in the intro. When I start, I was like, okay, this is just a regular form.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I did something one time as well for a friend of mine who passed away the day before my tournament, and so that next month I did for like I had 3 weekends in a row, and I used like songs that were his favorite, and it was just and I remember like being in that moment, like, oh man, cracking up and just like trying to pull it together, right?
It's hard.
It's
hard.
Yeah, it is. In that moment, man, the whole crowd was going wild and crazy. It was cool, and for us that don't know what is going on, because we don't know the artist, we don't know what words are happening, right? It was I was like, all right, well, whatever this is, this big. So, and he's getting like, I'm not gonna say you got choked up, but like you were like saying the song, you just kind of screamed it and then just went and just killed it.
Oh yeah.
So
no, I got choked up, man. When I introduced myself in front, I was like this close with cracking up. I was like, okay, we're saying cheap, and then I started like, and it was really hard. That was a really hard performance to do. But then like you said, the lyrics I just screamed was like my cue in my head to go, okay, stop. You start, perform, focus. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And man, so you had that was your last performance of the night. You had competed 4 times on stage?
Plus the trick battle, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, trick battle. Yeah. Jeez, forgot about that. So you had those, you end up winning the traditional weapons, the CMX forms, and then the team weapon, the team creative grand, right? Is that what it's called now? The CMX team forms.
CMX weapon, yeah.
Yeah. And then you and Ben killed that as always. And then you know what? That goes on. You've killed this awesome performance. And you know what? You really put the pressure on your teammate. And then he goes out there and just kills it, right?
That was the craziest form I've seen Dawson do. Like, he went crazy on that stage.
It was nuts, man. And then I just love it just because he's finally like getting into that, just embracing the performance aspect of it. And he's always done a good job at it, but he's been known as Mr. Clean, right? We talked about this on the show. And now he's just like at the end of that form, he just had his hands up like that. Like, all right, that was awesome. All right. So I was, it was cool to see that, to witness just greatness, both of you guys going at it, battling. And also even before that too, with Rose being, the whole hometown favorite and Haley stepping up, and, they traded back and forth grands that night. So it was just awesome, to see that and to be a part of that and to feel that energy. So, Ty, what was it like, man, winning on stage last tournament? You lost to Enrique. So now you come back and then now it's your turn, right? What was it like?
Well, first and foremost, the tournament was insane. That nighttime show was like something I've never seen before. And me personally, I feel like I am a riser, like to occasions. Like I perform better like under the lights. So most of the times I make it to the stage, I know that I'm gonna get my best self, which is crazy. But like going from Ocean State to going to Quebec Open, I am somebody who gets better. Um, I say you're my hero. I appreciate you, Swift. That was one of my coaches. I'm somebody who gets better after every tournament. You know, I'm always trying to look for all the mistakes I made, and it was just drastic. Just realizing that I went in with the wrong game plans. You know, and just making that adjustment to the second fight with Enrique. You know, and it was definitely a great experience, you know, being able to do that with my instructor there as well, you know,
Yeah.
also as well as one of my other instructors, Sensei Java. You know, it was great just them watching me win, even with like Adonis was there, he got to see me win. My students were there, Trey, Jameer, Sapari, Ivy, all of those guys, like just my family being there and being able to witness this experience with me. You know, it's our first time. Most of our first times in Quebec, and I couldn't ask for a better outcome. You know, obviously, I wish we won teams as well. Um,
Yeah.
but we lost it straight up. Shout out straight up. They were just a better team that night. And I couldn't ask for anything better.
But that matchup with you guys against KTOC, that was a great matchup. You know, don't poo-poo that one. Don't just pretend like that
Oh,
win didn't happen,
that
because that
win
was
was
a good one.
Yeah, that was a crazy win because KTOC Loki has one of the best like squads out there. You know, Michael, Nico, Hunter, Avery as their like as the vet. You know, leading them, and one of the best coaches ever. You know, as in Mr. Plowden. You know, so they definitely are not a team to be slept on ever. You know, and even like straight up, even being able to pull out the win, they definitely deserve some credit to that. Uh, because I know they didn't have all their players there as well. You know, so definitely kudos to them. Like great matchups. Yeah, can't even like complain. They got it. You know.
Yeah, it was an impressive
Okay, I want
weekend
to
all
chat about
around.
you and Enrique.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I want to hear, because let's kind of call out the elephant in the room. You guys used to be teammates,
That used to be my
and now
teammate.
you're not. So were you
No, we're
always
not.
kind of wishing, like, man, I hope I get to fight you one time, because I've had that, not in like a malicious way, you know, but like, oh, we're not teammates anymore. Ooh, okay, I'm getting you. If I don't beat anybody, I beat you. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no thoughts if that was your mindset at all. What do you say?
Dang, it's actually crazy. I realized that I was probably the best person for this episode. It's getting spicy. It's getting crazy. It's getting nice. So yeah, Enrique used to be on my team, and now he's not. But uh, like I don't obviously like I feel the same way. It didn't matter the uniform. You know, our fights are always intense. Like I'm always trying to kill Enrique. I'm always trying to kill everybody. You know, like it doesn't matter who you are. As long as if you're in the ring with me, I got a job to do and you're in my way for the moment. You know, so Enrique was just another like it was just another stepping stone at the moment, another wall to get past. You know, Enrique is definitely the best kicker out right now. You know, definitely hands down, the best teammate I've ever had. You know, because he's the best kicker. You know, so as long as I give him a lead, that boy ain't dropping that lead. You know, so like Enrique is a monster. You know, Enrique is a monster. Hats off to him. Hats off to him for the Ocean State win, and hats off to him for the fight. You know, we're gonna do it again. He actually did beat me earlier in the day. You know, and it was a fight. You know, like I'm in the era of not in the era, but I'm trying to bring like point fighting back. You know, like in terms of like to show that we really actually be fighting. You know, and we close our fists and we hit each other. We throw our kicks proper, like all that stuff. You know, and I let Damien know. I was like, yo, bro, you better save that boy because it's gonna be a fight. You know, and then I remember like I remember like just bringing it to Enrique, you know, and he definitely like bit down on his mouth guard and he was fighting me back, you know, and I gotta respect that, you know, like definitely one of the best fights of the weekend as well. Um, that open weight fight earlier, you know, because he like Enrique, like I could say we normally be like we would be somewhat I guess, nicer to each other. But like for instance, like hook kicks, like Enrique would smack me with the bottom of his foot with a hook kick. But now when we was fighting, he was hitting me with like his heel, like and I enjoy that, you know, like the fact that you're in it, that you're able to reciprocate that, because Enrique's kicks, if you guys don't know, they hurt. They hurt, you know. Being able to, I mean, well, if you do your sit-ups, they ain't gonna hurt. But
The sidekick does.
yeah, no, all his kicks will hurt you. You know, there's definitely very mean intention, ill intention behind his kicks, and you need that in point fighting. You know, and the fact that I was able to take a fight to him and he was able to bring the fight back to me is nothing but respect. You know?
That's awesome.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think all fighters want to have that at some point. And if you feel like you're the only one bringing the fight and you feel like it should be 50-50 and they're just kind of not going all the way to their talent, it bothers people, right? It would bother me if I'm fighting somebody who could beat me and they just aren't putting everything out there. That would bother the heck out of me. We're like, this now I'm going to win what now? I'm winning what? All right. What is this? All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of bothering though, be honest. Does his fighting style bother you?
No, Enrique's fighting style doesn't bother me at all. If you really looked at our if you really looked at the overall fight, we fought the whole fight. He didn't fall on the floor once. If you look at our open weight fight, he
yes,
didn't
I know
fall on the
that.
floor once. Yeah, man, his fighting style doesn't bother me, and I think Enrique is like aware of all the talk and the chatter, and he's trying to make a statement because he's actively getting better.
Yeah.
He's actively getting better, and you can tell he's actively getting better because Enrique will blitz you.
I have not been shy about him being on the floor. All right. I have been pretty vocal about that. But I will also give credit. I haven't seen him on the floor that much at all. He has stepped that up.
No.
You know, he's done a much better job of that. But I will tell you this. I don't want to say like it bothers me, his fighting style, because it doesn't. All right. But we know Enrique Latona is not Enrique Latona without his foot, right? Without his foot doing like 98% of what he does. All right. But
I've seen Enrique win a fight without throwing a kick.
No, you haven't. Maybe
well,
without scoring. You haven't seen him win a fight without throwing one. That's not possible.
I've seen him win a fight without throwing a kick.
Ticket? No. That's get out of here.
I've seen Enrique win a fight without throwing a kick. If you're always so worried about him kicking you, he could punch you 10 times and you'll get out and you'll be out of there.
It's true. I just know that Enrique, every tournament he's been at lately, he's on stage at least 2 to 3 times. Like this guy right now has become one of the most consistent fighters, you know, up there, you know. I mean, and it's really impressive to see that, okay, well, he's in the final for open weight. He's in the final for Waco open weight. He was in the lightweight grand final, you know. So he was on there. Well, the only thing he wasn't there for was the teams, right? So definitely.
Can I say one more thing before we move on, Jeff? Can I say one more thing? Ty, I'm glad to see the win because I also want to be straight. I felt so bad that you weren't fighting for the diamond.
Oh, from last year, yeah.
And I was, and the reason why I was right there, Esteban, there's just certain things that happen inside of a ring that you're like, oh man, this is, and it could be the first round, and you're like, I already know who's going to be in the final, right? And Ty, that was it for you, and it was just the craziest thing, right?
You was centering me.
I was centering it. And I remember, I can't remember who I turned to. And I'm like, he's fighting for the diamond tonight. I'm telling you that right now. All right. I can't remember who it was, but I said that to somebody. All right. And, you know, hand clap.
Diamond's 2023.
Great job. He did a great job, but I did not see that coming. That was a comeback like I never seen. All right. So you had it dominated, But then I remember thinking after the tournament, and I'm like, he's gonna have a fight or a performance or a tournament where he's just like, I'm not letting this get away. And you might have to have two of them. Who knows? Because I mean, Quebec is phenomenal, but it's not the diamond, right? So obviously we know what your goal we know what your goal is now. You got to get that diamond. But because that's I remember thinking that like, it's not even like because that wasn't the final for the diamond. Like, but you got to get like be in that fight. So I'm just saying, I'm glad to see you have this performance. It was fantastic because ever since that fight, I'm like, he's got unfinished business until this next tournament.
Diamonds 2023 was definitely probably one of the best fighting I ever did. Like I felt great. I felt explosive. I felt strong. And unfortunately, like I felt like during that time I couldn't really control the randomness that happened to me. Um, I even fought like I never like attribute any of the things that happened like to the fighter really. And I feel like even during my open weight fight with Devin Hopper, I felt like very confused. Like, I didn't really know like what happened, you know. And the same thing like with Luis. When I fought Luis, I was just straight up like confused and like just me getting lost in the sauce. Like I ended up losing the fight, you know, because I lost focus, you know.
Well, and you were
And
winning the fight considerably. That's the crazy part.
I was winning. Yeah, I was dominating the fight, and then
Yeah. It's
I
not.
just
That's not
lost
trying to
focus.
say that. He would say that.
Yeah, I feel like I was doing. Yeah, I was fighting great, and then just during the fights, I would just lose focus, and fighters would like great fighters capitalize on that. You
Yeah.
know, it's two really two really great fighters. You know, and about the diamond, like diamond is kind of like a side quest. You know, I definitely got to get one of those, but I'm more focused on like Hungarian Cup. You know, I'm trying to win that. You know, I'm trying to win those overseas events a little bit more. That's gonna feel a little bit more comfortable. But we have bigger problems overseas.
Hungarian Cup.
That's coming up June, right?
So
Nice.
the Irish Open is not a thing until it's a thing because it's gonna happen whenever it's gonna happen. Austrian Classic is no longer a thing.
Yep.
What's the biggest tournament overseas that you're like, this tournament's the one I need to win?
I'm going to Hungarian Cup and I'm going to win Hungarian Cup. And especially because in support of Zolt.
Yeah.
Zolt has definitely helped me out a lot, and Zolt is one of the promoters of the event. So, or is the promoter of the event. So I'm
Yeah.
definitely in support of him. Um, I'm gonna go to Hungary. Also, like I was like Ocean State really hit me hard because I saw Zolt was giving out the trophy, and I really wanted him to
Yeah.
give me the trophy. Like that, I wanted that. So like everything else didn't matter. I just wanted Zolt to take a picture with me while I was getting the trophy, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But I want to make that happen in Hungary. So
Yeah. That makes
He's
sense,
taller than
man.
you think he is, isn't he?
yeah, he's huge. He's tall.
He's taller.
He is.
I mean, but when he fights, like his knees are always like he's a weird kicker because most kickers stand up as tall as they can, and he doesn't. Like he's always got a good bend to himself.
Yeah.
So
Nah,
that when you
Zolt,
stand next
man,
to him, you're like, oh damn.
to this day, he's one of the greatest fighters ever. To this day.
There we go. Hey,
He's super
Alex,
intelligent, super
shut up.
talented. He's awesome, bro. He's awesome, yo. Standing in front of that leg ain't easy, man. Trust
No, it's
me.
not.
No. All right. So Esteban, one of the things you posted was locked in syndrome. So let's talk about that, man. What was that like this weekend, the past few tournaments? Because you have been in that big time.
Yeah, well, I feel like it all started this year. My training schedule changed a bit, especially with college and everything. I had to switch it up a bit, and now I found my way in what I call like a split workout, where each 2 days I go and do a karate training, and the day after I go to the gym. So I do karate, gym, karate, gym, karate, gym. And what I like about that training is that when I go and do karate, then the day after I'm not sore and I don't feel weak when I go for my training because I train to something totally different at the gym. And then when I go the day after, I did karate on Monday, and when I go back on Wednesday, well, I don't feel sore anymore. I go back and train karate again. So with that pattern, I can train more, and I never feel that great about my training. So that first thing first, um, I'm locked in on that. Like training has been the most consistent I ever did. Um, and also another thing is, like I said, manage that with college. Like I have to train and put those hours in between all the homeworks and project I have to give for college. So that's really hard. So I need to have a lot of discipline right now to manage both and be able to do everything and also convince my teacher to give me a break and maybe push my exam away and stuff like that when I have to go to events and stuff. So yeah,
Right.
um, and that's the thing I've been doing lately. Every tournament I do, I try to find one quote that represents that tournament. I think I don't remember exactly what it was for Ocean State, but I posted one in the dump site. But yeah, I posted that one for Quebec because especially how fast it ran on Friday and how many form I ran, I had to stay locked in. I had
Yes.
no other option. So I feel that little thing I posted was was describing the best what I experienced this weekend.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. One of the other things that I was talking about with you before the show was just how many performances, how many forms did you do? And for me, it was something that I never thought of when I was younger. But now at 40, I'm realizing, all right, wait, I need to track. I track all these a little bit more. And, for me, it was like I did 12 forms this weekend, right? And you did 13.
Mhm.
Um,
That's
and
ridiculous.
it's crazy, right? It's just like how many performances we do. Ty, how many fights did you do? Do you know?
At Quebec, I mean, I fought every single division. Uh, I don't even remember how many fights I had.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, I
You'll
feel
have a
like
lot more
that's
when you
a
go
stat.
to Hungary.
Yeah,
When you go to the Hungarian
yeah.
Cup,
yeah.
I feel like
I would
that's a
be willing to
stat.
bet
A
you'd probably
stat
have
we
like 22 rounds there.
I hope. I hope it's more.
Yeah,
I
that would be sick. That would
hope
be
it's
sick.
more.
Yeah, I think that's a cool stat that we need to start tracking in our sport. That would just be a cool thing, to know how much everyone did. And the thing is that us as adults, we do a lot. Some of these juniors do even
Even
more with all
more.
the runoffs and stuff too. Um, and it's crazy. A couple of things I want to highlight. Um, another big weekend for Amanda Duarte winning all the forms grands for her age group. And then Piper Miller won the weapons grand in that age group.
By
For
the
the
way,
Yes,
Piper Miller throwing a triple spin with that
yes,
shock. It's
yes,
crazy. It's
that is
crazy.
crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. She keeps continuing to get better and puts on a great show. So both of those girls did an amazing job. In the 13 and under, let's see, Harold Lerner won the weapons grand, and then the forms was, oh man, how did I miss his name? From another one from Mary Kick. You got to help me out here, Esteban.
It was
Why am I having a hard time with his name right now?
against Oscar, right?
Yeah, it was against Oscar.
It's
Carter Underwood. There we go. Carter. Jeez. Yes. All right. Sorry, guys. Carter Underwood. He's another one that this was his first overall, I believe, overall grand. So awesome job for him. And then in the older groups, you know, Pia won the Forms Grand, and then for her first overall Grand, we have wow, how do I just another one from Revolution. How am I just blanking on everything right now? Jeez.
Wait, which division?
My God. The 14-17 females. My God. Jada. Good Lord. My own teammate.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
having
don't ask me.
Okay, cool.
yeah. I'm flipping out. So, all right. So Jada killed it, man. Jada, I was so happy for her. She worked hard all weekend. She won team fighting, Waco team fighting with Sandrine in the day on Friday, and then went out and won almost all of her divisions. She's coming back from a injury, and just this was, very emotional time for her, and her mom were just, super excited. So great job to her. For the boys, Wasim, he won the weapons, right?
Yeah, he won weapon.
Yep. And then Matthew
Yeah.
won the forms. So, big just big moments for these kids, man. I mean, I remember winning as a junior on that stage when 2001, probably before. Well, I know y'all two were born, so not Alex, but and it was wild. Just when you win, and then the crowd goes wild, and then they, you're hearing your name. For you, it's different because you're used to that language, but for us, hearing your name in another language or the way they're saying it in another language, it's crazy, right? Right, Ty?
For me,
Is that
it's the only for me, it's the only tournament they pronounce my name correctly.
Oh, well then how do they wait? How's tell us
No,
now.
but like you all
How's it
guys
supposed to be
pronounce my
pronounced?
name correctly. It's just that you don't have like the accent for like.
Yeah, the accent,
the right pronunciation. So say it right now.
Esteban Tremblay.
Oh well, I would have never said that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the accent though. You say it right. Like it's like even when I introduce myself to the judge, I go Esteban Tremblay because it's easier for them and like.
No. No. You shouldn't.
I would
do
not
that.
go. No, it would feel weird. It would feel weird for me to introduce and be like, representing T. Paul Mitchell, I am Esteban Tremblay. It would like do a weird switch. So no, it's like I'm used to calling myself like that. So
Here's an example.
funny.
I want to tell you this. If you don't do it now, it'll never happen. And I think you should. Okay. Here's a perfect example. Right? Hamid Farouzi, right? I'm the only one who says it that way. Everybody else calls him Hamed, right? He's Hamed. Hamed. And I'm like, dude, why don't you say something? Right? And he's like, why? What's this? Just the amount of energy it would take. And I'm like, when he first started winning, I'm not even making this up. The first time he fought in the finals, the way he was pronounced was El Mamed Tatuzi. No joke. That was the funniest thing. I didn't let that up for like months. Right. Every time we train, I'm like, look at my guy, Tatuzi. He's over here. Right. He's Persian. Yet they pronounced his name like he was a paisan.
Wow.
it's crazy.
But you got to do that though, Esteban. You got to say it and say how do you pronounce it? One more time?
Esteban Tremblay.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen back to this and practice.
It's hard because it's just the accent. Because technically, Esteban Tremblay is still right. Like it's the same name. Like there's not that much of a difference. It's just the accent.
Well, it could be. You know what? In some ways, it could be better. Like here's an example, and then we'll move on. So my name is Alex. Okay, but my family is Italian. Okay. So in Sicily, they don't use X. They don't, there's no names. They don't ever have an X, right? So my grandparents didn't know how to pronounce my name. Since there's no X, they would call me Alice, right? Yeah.
Alice.
Imagine that as a kid. Yeah. Alice, you come to mangiare, Alice. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, maybe I don't want to come to that. So how about that, Grandpa? All right.
Oh man. All right. So I want to talk about the juniors. We just talked about the forms of the winners. What were some big junior highlights? Ty, I mean, there was a lot of great junior fights and a lot of, I mean, there was fighting that started at what, 11 o'clock on Friday and just kept going on until almost that time that night Friday.
Um. Yeah. Well. My students. Well, I know Trey fought. Trey fought in the Waco open weight. He fought in the Waco open weight. I think there may have been a team doubles as well. Team doubles. There was junior teams and NASCAR open weight. I was fighting at the same time that he was doing the Waco open weight and the doubles. But he won the Waco open weight, and I think they lost in doubles. They lost in doubles to Jason and his teammate. I'm not
Yeah.
sure who their teammate was. But I did see him over there struggling with little Jason because he was down, So I mean, because yeah, Trey had to get some buckets, so he had to chase him around, and Jason's not easy to catch.
No.
But he won. He killed it in the Waco open weight. He was going off. Trey's a monster. Like I definitely like he is my training partner, and I'm telling you that he's not easy to deal with. Trey went off and won the Waco open weight, and then in a team fight came down to Diamond G3, and we ended up top 10 USA ended up winning. It was actually a really good fight. Uh, top 10 top 10 won, or Trey went in. I think the fight with Jason was close. And then AB fought the 14-15 spot, which left the 12-13s to close it out. And it was actually very ironic because like the scoreboard was 12-13 and we were down, and my student from our school ended up clutching up. He's not on top 10 USA, he was just picked up, and he ended up winning the fight for us, which got us the win. Jadon ended up winning the NASCAR open weight,
Yep.
or I might have been flipped. I know Trey and Jaden, both from top 10 USA, ended up splitting an overall. I'm splitting
Yeah,
an
I
open
think it
weight.
was the one he won. Yeah.
The
Jaden
Jaden
won
won the
the
NASCAR.
NASCAR. Yeah,
Okay,
Jaden
yeah,
won the
Jaden won
NASCAR.
the
That was the
NASCAR
one that
one, and yeah, Trey won the Waka open weight, and Trey ended up Jadon and Trey fought for that NASCAR open weight title. Jadon ended up besting Trey, but going into the next day, Trey and Jadon ended up winning their division, shorter and tall, and Trey was able to get that win back, which was clutch. Just even like just to give Trey his flowers as well. It's not easy to being able to make an adjustment to a fighter going into the next day. And that's some veteran stuff right there. He's already ahead of the curve. Shout out to Trey.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm always impressed with that kid, man. He continues to get better. The first time we saw him was I mean, not saw him, but like where a lot of people got to see him was on the VFT, with the virtual fight tour. We saw him do a lot of different things there, and continue to grow. Now, a lot of us probably saw him at other tournaments too, but I think that was a big show for him, and the way he he showed out when he was competing on those events. So, um,
Yes. Even like speaking about the team event, we also like top 10 USA also won twice in a row. They won at Ocean State as well. With one of my other students, Malachi Randall. He was in the 12-13 spot, and him and Jameer just interchanged. So Trey. Oh wait, yeah, Trey and Abby were fighting. Trey and Abby were fighting, and they just interchanged.
all right. So, Esteban, one of the, I don't know, man. This kid's just, last year he was on fire. This year it was just, his tournament. It seemed like Wasim, man, was putting some work in. His weapons performance, his forms for it. He won both of those CMX grands. Um, Tell us what is this kid like training?
um, I mean, yeah, it was a pretty good win for him because that was, I think, yeah, it's his first big win of the year. At AKA didn't go his way, but he was kind of hurt. He still is actually. That's the thing. Training with him, every time he's hurt, I'm like, yo, take like 2 days of rest or whatever. No, I cannot rest. I need to train. I'm like, bro, you're gonna hurt yourself. It's tough. And then he comes again, and you train. So that's a hard part with him. But I mean, he's just a hard worker, you know. So yeah, seeing him working, winning on stage this weekend was, I was really proud of him. Big moment for him. But yeah, especially at Ocean State, I think he got hurt again. That like won the division, so that didn't help him. But overall, this weekend went well. We think about strategy, redo some part of his form, try to do some new tricks, and it worked.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So each of you guys, who is someone in the junior ranks that people need to look out for besides the people we just talked about? Let's just go one person. I know it's hard to say that, but you got it. You got it there, Ty. You going first?
A sparring person?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I got him. Nobody that I just named. One person that I didn't name was Caesar. I think Caesar's really good.
Say his whole. Where's he from?
Caesar's from Damien School, Millennium Martial Arts. I think Caesar is an excellent fighter, especially for his age. You know, I think he's definitely somebody that should be on the lookout. I think he is 14, 15 now. But yeah, somebody that you need to watch out for.
Yeah, he likes to throw a lot of different things too. It's fun to watch him fight.
Yeah, he's creative. He's very creative.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely creative. Esteban, what about you? Who's someone else besides Washington?
You put me on the spot right now. I would say I might be a little biased by that, but Wasim's brother. He's just in the color belt right now. But like I think he's gonna be like a black belt maybe in a year and a half, and I think he might have a shot. He's really good right now. Like his tricking is evolving and stuff like that. And
how old is he?
I'm trying to
brought up an underbelt. You didn't just talk about a junior. You talking about like what is he, a blue belt?
Yeah, I think he's a blue belt right now.
Get the heck out of here. This is the first time.
Like the kid is a blue belt, and he goes for cartful, he goes for TDR splash, stuff like that. I'm like,
well,
kid, if you keep going like that, you have a shot when you go into the black belts.
Yeah,
yeah. So there's him, and if I had to think about maybe more about the black belts and stuff like that, it's hard because I feel all the like good talented kids like already go into runners and stuff. But if you go really young, I feel James Potter. He just got picked up in Competitive Edge, and his form is killer. I love how he mixed the tricking and the good kicking technique. And that's the thing. I feel it's a trend that's coming back. Like a lot of people used to not do any kick, and now the little kids come back into those form and have some big side kick, hold them for like 3 seconds, and then do something else. And that's really fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
That's a great point, Andrew.
Because honestly, for me, I feel more impressed watching someone do a side kick, hold it for 3 seconds, then go for a round of back. Like everybody does round of back foot, right?
Right.
But not a lot of competitor can hold a side kick. So that, for me, it's more impressive. So seeing those little kids go into a ring and hold those kicks, I'm like, gosh, that's good. I cannot even do that.
Nice. Some of the other
what eventually they're going to do, they're going to be holding that side kick for 3, and then eventually someone's going to be like, if you put some foot pads on, you'd be a great fighter.
Wow. True. Look at Ty's face. Like,
no lies were told.
Crazy with that leg.
Oh, um, let's see. So in the other, we talked a little bit about seeing Casey Marks Nash. She won the
Mhm.
30 plus grands, both of those. Sam Diaz won both of the 30 plus on the men's side. We got Luca Riccardi, who won his first traditional grands overall. That was his first one, so it was good for him. Let's go. Let's see. Again, we talked about Rose and Haley trading back and forth. And then we also got to see Melissa. And see, I'm going to butcher her name, so I'm going to let you say her last name, Esteban.
Bayarzo. Melissa Bayarzo.
See? See? Bajo- What?
It's Bayarzo. But it's like
Bayaj.
there's some sound that you guys
God
don't
bless you.
use in English, so it makes sense
Right.
that it's hard.
Yeah. So she won the traditional grands for women. What else am I missing? Haley won the forms for CMX and then the CMX weapons, right? I think I got everything. We talked
You know
about
what's
Dawson.
interesting? You brought up Casey, and when I was watching her forms, the only thing I could take away was like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen you in a mixed matched colored uniform before. Like I've only ever seen her wear white or black. Well, but once she was on Paul Mitchell. Because yes, guys, there was a time where she wasn't. But anyway, I've never seen her wear like the mixed match before. That just was like, I think half the way through her form, I'm like, that's all I was focused on. I'm like, oh, focus. What's going on? But
Yeah.
no, weird takeaway.
Esteban won CMX forms there, Andrew. It's kind of the normal thing, we just know Esteban's going to win that. He's killing it right now. And then actually, you know what? There's two people that we haven't talked about that we need to talk about. And, we talked about Ty, but we got to talk about Avery Plowden, who won the heavyweight grand over Devin Hopper. And then he won the NASCA open weight. And then we talk about the guy who won the Waco open weight, and that is Bailey Murphy. So two of the guys who, we could do shows just on them, talking about them, and every
Yeah,
time they come out and get better. It's insane, right? When you think, all right, that's enough, just stop, especially like, no, they just keep getting better and keep getting better. And what was it like watching those guys, Ty? I know, I mean, you want to compete them and you want to beat them. I know that, but witnessing it as well.
Well, I didn't get to fight Bailey this weekend, but I did fight Avery in the NASCAR open weight. In the NASCAR open weight, he ended up beating me along the way. It was a good fight. Um, it was a good fight, and that we were also like waiting for Alex because Alex he was doing numbers and
Doing
forms
weapons.
of it as well. I was having a really hard time like maintaining focus with all the with all the waiting. But Avery fought a great fight. Even like just even having that the veteran instinct to be able to stay focused throughout all the waiting time, and still being able to perform at the level that he performed. Avery fought a great fight, and this was also his first time being at that event as well. Yeah, we had a good fight. It was actually kind of funny because I think we may have fought. I don't even remember. I think we may have fought 3 times.
Is that
I
all?
make twice. I think we fought twice. Teams doesn't really count. We fought in teams at US Open, and then we fought at uh, Diamonds for the first time. I think in 20. I don't even remember. I can't 2018 maybe. I think I
Oh
was
wow.
like 17. Um, yeah, and Avery is a great fighter, and just even like the difference between the fights that we had, like I just remember blitzing, and I'm like, yo, this dude won't move. Like this is a heavy dude, like get on my way, yo. Like I blitz him, and I'm stopping, like like it was a really great fight, and I can't wait to do it again. Bailey is Bailey. Bailey is
Yeah.
the best fighter. He's the best fighter out right now. And he continues to show why. Like, he doesn't shy away from a fight. He will always give you the opportunity to dethrone him. And that's very admirable. He goes everywhere. He gives everybody opportunity to beat him. So, like, you just got to put the work in. Shout out to both of those guys. Um, yeah, they're
Yeah.
the best fighters. Some of the best fighters out right now.
And then that team fight you guys had, you know what? Like a great fight. Bailey went second, and got a lead. And then you know what? Kevin fought his butt off, man. He fought a great fight to finish that off. So was you know what? I mean, was cool to see all the different winners, but also to see a lot of just seeing a variety of fighters on stage. I think is important. Go ahead.
Can
Yeah.
I that team fight was crazy, but I also want to speak a little bit about K
Let's
Slick.
go.
I'm not gonna lie, like, this is the best fighting I've seen Kev do ever,
I know, right?
and Kev is going insane. Like, Kevin, if there's another Molson, like, honestly, like, I feel like before that, like, Hop Devin Hopper had a really huge jump. Like, he wasn't a contender, and then he was just that guy, you know.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
I think Kev is definitely doing some of his best fighting right now. And it's very inspiring to me too, because I'm also within Kevin's inner circle, and just hearing how he speaks, and he's still actively he's being proactive in his growth. He's actively trying to get better 1% every day, and on top of running a school, because I know it ain't easy, you know.
Right. Well, and
It's
that's
hard.
the type of people you need around you, right, Ty? Like people to model yourself after, to look up to be like, all right, because if you just keep your inner circle to people your same age, but you have people that you can start to say, all right, they're continuing to do it, they're continuing to grow, and of course you have that with your sensei with Troy as well. I mean, he's a amazing person to look up to. And then you talk about someone like El Java. This guy is just I mean,
The
he's
best,
a great
yo.
person. He is. I mean, he's just an amazing person. So you got a good group of people, man.
Yeah, like, definitely, like, from all ages, and it's just like, I take a lot of, like, information from everybody. Like, I try to be the best parts. I try to grasp the best parts of everyone. You know.
Good, good.
Well,
And also,
hang on
hold on
now.
one second.
Ty's,
We got to talk
Ty,
about. Go
Ty's
ahead.
done a great job
Yeah.
with the amount of talent and things that are around him and great coaching around him. But there's been a lot of people that have had great coaching and great environments, and they weren't able to put together what you were able to put together. So, I mean, let's not give all the credit to everyone but you. You're the one in the match. Just trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I deserve the credit, but I'm a game. I get controlled basically. Like, I think Sense did a really good job of creating a community where everybody can venture out and be themselves. Like, if you go work into our dojo, if you go into our dojo, not everybody fights the same. Like, every single one of us has different fighting styles, and and we are catered towards, like, what best fits our fighting style. Like, Justin Jones. Like, I'm not sure if you guys know who Justin Jones is.
Oh
But
yeah.
Justin Jones is a beast, and
That
we
was his
or
name.
he pushed him in that direction of, yo, just hit these dudes.
Yeah.
Trey is an excellent kicker, so we'll model him after a really good kicker, and that we nobody's fighting style ever gets shut down or shut out. So, like, we try to
That's
be
true.
very opening to everybody's fighting style and cater towards everyone. You know,
Yeah,
and that's
that's
a
true.
really
None
good
of
environment.
you guys have the same style. That's so true, man. Everybody has different style, different. You have the same. You have a good IQ, and mindset, but everyone has different styles. I love that. It's so true.
We
Um,
don't
Go ahead.
Oh, I said we don't really teach. It's not really too much. Like, as long as you gain an understanding of what you're doing, their techniques are interchangeable. There's
Yeah.
different ways to be successful. And people have showed it. Raymond doesn't fight like Zolt.
Right.
Raymond doesn't fight like Pedro. Pedro doesn't even fight like Jason Tankson. You know,
Right.
everybody fights differently. There's a bunch of different ways. Like Jason Tankson doesn't fight like Enrique. You know,
Right.
there's a bunch of different ways to be successful, and you just got to change the techniques to cater towards your physique.
Right. So I also want to talk about the women's fighting because we hadn't gotten into that at all. So I just want to give them a shout out. Alexia Jimenez for her win over Savannah, and man, proud of her for that. That was her first big win this season, and on the new team with you guys on top 10. So that was exciting as well for you guys and for her. So she's a great person. Love her and her dad. And, she also been working and training with Kevin as well at that school. So
I'm super proud of Lexi as well. Like, fun fact, I mean, if we won team fights, we would have like top 10 would have won every team event. We would have won junior teams, we would have won women's teams, we won senior teams as well because El Jabo was a part of that team with Kev, Kodak
crazy.
Ray, and and El Java. And if we won men's teams, we would have had a clean Mr. G saying.
If
That's pretty funny right there.
That's funny.
Wait a minute. You just said something that just blew my mind. Is El Java 50?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he is.
He is. But I think they even changed the rules, so it's 240s now. I don't think it's a 50 anymore. So even if he,
that was the hardest one to field.
Yeah.
So I
get a guy
hope
who fights
like
at
him
a
when
really,
I get
really high
older.
level, over 50. Like that's hard to do.
Yeah, I want to be like him when I get older, for real.
Yeah.
I want to be like him when I get younger.
All right. So Esteban, what are some last things that you want to share about the weekend and your experience and be able to put on a show like that at your home tournament?
Well, we talked about a little bit of everything, but I would say it's always great to be on that stage. Quebec Open has one of the best night show. It's not, no, never mind. It's the best night show of the circuit. I can say it. So yeah, being able to have that opportunity and be able to go on stage is always fun. Daytime was something we talked about. I think it was just before we started that we switched during the division between weapons and forms.
Yeah.
That was new. I think it
Yeah.
was something to do about like not playing the music at the same time in the ring, which kind of makes sense. But it was hard. Mentally, it was hard because usually I go and I focus and go for 4 weapon forms and then 3 forms. And then trying to mix up forms and weapon, especially now that I do the 4 forms that I'm doing with the 4 weapons I'm doing, I'm going 2 times with camo and 2 times with bow. I used to only have 1 for bladed, but now I'm doing extreme weapon as well with camo. So switching between like camo, form, bow, form, camo, form, bow. Again, that was hard. That was really hard. But still, overall, a great experience. It runs smoothly. I don't know. I think I said pretty much everything I had to say.
That mindset of going back and forth between different types of forms, the way you and Jeff do that, like I don't get it. Like I can't wrap my head around that.
At least it's sticking to like it's CMX. Like if I had to put like a tri weapon into that would be a total other game. Like I think you guys did that on Saturday though, right?
We had
you went trad weapon and then you did creative weapon.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. So
that's really hard.
I did creative weapon, creative form, and then went to Korean and did that, and then went right back into doing the grands for that, and then went back and did traditional grands. Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth. Saturdays are crazy, man. You just don't know what to expect. you just hope that you can do a lot because that means you're winning. So that's good. But
I had that feeling when I was a junior, because in junior I have to do the run-ups. If I wasn't 4 run-ups, I had to do. Well, I was never in 4 because I wasn't doing trad form, but 3 I had to do trad weapon, then CMX forms, CMX weapon. So I had to change my mindset for that, and sometimes repeat that with trad weapon and like CMX form on stage.
Yeah. It's a lot. Yeah. And we were, because a lot of us had David say, stop crying.
I mean,
love
at
it,
that
David.
point, you're basically doing like a one-man theatrical performance, right?
There
It'd be
we
like
go.
going to see a play, but it's just this one guy doing every part.
All right, Esteban, there's one form I gotta have you share about, because, dude, I was sitting there just saying, like, what is this guy on? Like, what is going on? You did, I think it was your extreme form, right? And you go and you go to set up for your shuriken cutter, and for something went wrong on your setup and you did a different move. And then you continue to do every single move that you can ever do in your life in this form, and then do the shuriken cutter at the very end of the form. Like, it was just the same thing, and we're all sitting there like, what?
So what happened is that, like you said, I was supposed to go just spitting hook, touchdown range, shuriken cutter, and then
Can I ask you to pause, Esteban? For us, can you explain shuriken cutter?
I know what it is. That's when he do the thing and the leg go over and then the other leg go over.
You muted yourself.
You
right
muted
now.
Esteban.
Dude, what happened?
Nah, you still muted. Someone don't want you to explain it. That's what it is. Nah, you're out. Dang it. And at the worst possible time.
No way, not the cliffhanger.
It might be your headphone. All right, but Ty, you were saying what is it? I don't think it's what you were saying.
It is. It's this thing.
Is this thing? I like that you said that.
I'm sorry. But the funny thing is, what you do with your fingers, I'm like, oh,
you kind of can see it, right?
I see it. Oh, finger did the thing, and then the other finger, I got it. My brother and I used to do that all the time. We would just be like, when we would do like trick battles, as kids, we'd be like we would kind of like motion to each other like baseball signals. We would like put one hand up, like twist with the other one. We're like, oh, you talking about like, okay, side swipe. Okay, got you. That's what it meant.
Are you back?
No way.
No, we don't.
No.
Dawson says
he did it. He muted you. He said you cut him off, Alex. Jeez.
I tried.
When you said, "Hey, can I pause you for a second?" And then it really did.
Well, I mean to do it literally.
I know. Oh, this is crazy.
I don't know how to continue with that now.
Yeah. Well, Ty, all right, let's wrap up the weekend for you. What are some of the big, proud moments for you? And what, I guess you already said what's really next, Hungarian Cup, right?
Yeah. One of my the proudest moments was just being able to win in front of my family. Even getting to watch Adonis compete too. That was awesome. Adonis ended up winning the divisions. That he got 2 first place and a second. And it was dope to see. I was really happy for him. He's getting into the sparring stuff. He's getting into fighting, and it's great to see. Other than that, that's really it. The weekend was awesome. I can't wait to compete again.
Awesome.
Just checking in. Does it work now?
Yes.
There you are.
Tell us what that shuriken cutter is.
Let's go. Okay, so basically, shuriken cutter is like simply a cork. So backflip, do a spin out of one leg, but you keep and you do a 720 double kick. So you go 1, then you spin again, and the leg come again, and then you finish with the hook kick. So that's the shuriken cutter. It's kind of hard to explain.
Ty's explanation. If you could see it was cooler.
Nah, I thought yours was cooler, Esteban.
It was
I'm
good.
just messing with you.
Nah,
Messing with you.
I did get to see like Esteban compete. In terms of like, I mean, we were on stage most of the time, so when I'm like getting focused, like it's hard to actually take in the show. But I got to see your form at Ocean State, and it's always a spectacle to watch. You know?
Well, thank
Keep
you,
it up,
man. It
yo.
means a lot.
You're really killing it.
Thank
Killing
you.
it.
Thank you. But yeah, we were talking about the form,
Yeah.
extreme form. Okay. So yeah, I was supposed to go for shuriken cutter, and then I think it was something like my hand slip or something. So I didn't have enough power to go for shuriken cutter. So I just decided to go for cork round, or more like a cork phalanx, so with both leg. And then I stopped, chop, punch, then reset, and when touchdown raise, gainer switch, cork. So after that, I was like, okay, I can end the form. And then close to the end, I was like, yeah, this form kind of needs a shuriken cutter. So I just went on the side, like made up some hand on the spot, add that shuriken cutter, and then ended the form there.
You can't make that up. That's crazy.
Fire.
No. Oh man, this has been good, man. This has been an awesome show. You guys, thank y'all for both being on. It's honestly, I'm gonna be honest, it's been too long that we have, we're almost on 5 years. We're happy to have you guys on, and we would love to have you guys back as well, another time as well. So keep up the great work, keep growing. Ty, you said Hungarian Cup. Esteban, what's the next one for you?
Big event or just next event?
I
Well,
don't know.
now you got to say both.
Yeah.
Well, next event is battle. Obviously the next like big event would be, well, battle is a big event, but
Yeah, I
I
was
would
just gonna say battle's pretty dang big.
but because of the title, it would probably be US Open for ISK and then Diamond. But I gotta say, it's not the big plan for me now. I just won that Weapon Cup. I won the Weapon Cup so bad.
You want the weapon warrior
That's all I think about. I don't care. I know the tournament isn't a year away. That's all I think about. That's why I'm training right now. Like, I don't care about the rest. I won that Weapon Cup. And I'm telling everybody I'm coming for it. Like, I lost 2 years in a row. It's not happening again. I'm coming back and I'm winning the cup.
I
That's
love
what
it.
Ty's saying about the diamond.
Yep.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Okay,
understand.
I think we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that today
Oh yes.
is Regina Thompson and Raymond Daniels' birthday. Right?
Yep.
Happy birthday, guys. Happy birthday. And the reason
Yep.
why I remember that day so well is it was on this day 32 years ago. I took my first martial arts class. All right. First martial arts class when I literally thought it was going to be exactly like the movie Karate Kid. I thought I was going to enter into Cobra Kai dojo. I thought that's exactly, and I was excited about it too. So, but happy birthday, Raymond. Happy birthday, Regina.
Yeah. Go back in our archives, guys. And last year at this time, we did a show just on them for their birthday, talking about Regina's best moments and Raymond's best moments and some of the best things. So go check that one out. We got a lot of episodes. It's kind of crazy how long we've been doing this, but and then for me, my big moments from the weekend were being able to just have great conversations with Casey, because Casey and I have, grew up together in the same region and competed forever. And it was great just to have those conversations about that, about the sport and life, and to see her continue to compete and get better. And you know what? Just overall, just a great weekend. Also with my team, Revolution, they continue to grow, to continue to push each other. And one more time, great job, David, Sam, Claire, everyone involved. Great, always great seeing Clermont. He's an amazing person. So big events, guys. So hope everyone makes it out again next year. All right,
This
Alex.
has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff
Kayla.
Doss. Yes, Kayla. Great job as well. See you next week, guys.